morning and welcome to Valley Views. I'm your host, Glenn Edison. We're certainly glad to have you. We're thankful for BTC Fiber, who is our sponsor. You can see us on BTC Fiber's YouTube page as well as Channel 18 on their cable channel. And today we have with us two of my favorite actors, and that is Dolly Parton and Minnie Pearl. So you can see them, and but not in real life. If it was in real life, I don't know how I could handle myself. But anyway.
We're not. I thought we were. You look real, Minnie.
But first of all, thank y'all for being with us, Marlene and Charlotte. And you know, we've got this Hee Haw coming up, which how many years have y'all been involved since the beginning?
This is our 31st. We've been in it, most of the time.
I didn't realize it'd been that long.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, I know last year was a different year with COVID and everything, and that threw everything off, and it kind of put you low on financially, has it?
Yeah, well, you know, we haven't had the Sequatchie County Cancer Support Network, which helps with our cancer patients in Sequatchie County. The Hee Haw is their biggest fundraiser. And us not being able to have Hee Haw, and we really, because of COVID, haven't had any fundraisers at all. Oh yes, it's put a big dent in it. Because we still kept giving to the patients regardless of no fundraising or not.
And I think most people know, but for those that don't know, all the money raised locally goes to local patients. It doesn't go outside the county.
They only have to live, they live only in Sequatchie County.
And I know this year, of course, still with some of the COVID things, we've been at the high school all those years and having, 3 shows? But this year's changed. We're going to be at Harris Park and only 1 show. Is that correct?
That's right. Yes. Yeah.
I know that's kind of disheartening for a lot of people that have been doing this for years.
Well, it's a big change going from inside, enclosed with your audience and everything, to an open area with cars and dogs and everything around. You know, we're going to be on an open stage, and we've never been on that kind of stage. I mean, we're even trying to figure out where the band's going to go and where we're going to go and how we bring our audiences, because for one thing, that's our money maker.
Uh-huh.
When they're sitting in the seat out there and paid their money to watch Hee Haw, we've got them a captive audience. There, they could be back at the splash pad and watch us, and we won't be able to get money from them necessarily.
And during the COVID times, there's been many adaptations, and we're just thrilled to be able to present Hee Haw again, and everyone else is too. I mean, you know, they keep asking us, when are we going to have Hee Haw? Are we going to have Hee Haw? We are so thrilled to bring Hee Haw back, even if it's just for one night. So everyone needs to get behind it, and they do. We've had great support with this valley, and it's great to give back.
And I said, probably y'all suggest either bringing a chair or a blanket or something, right?
Well, we are going to, you know, Hee Haw, the Hee Haw show was known for their cornfield. They had their cornfield county. We're going to try to make as big a cornfield as we can, and we're going to have reserved seating, about 300 seats.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and we're selling those for $20 a piece. That's the way we're going to try to make some money, you know. And they're $20 each, and they can come sit in the cornfield, and they'll have their own seat. They don't have to carry anything in, and we're going to have handicapped seating there, and it's handicapped accessible all the way around. We're going to have handicapped parking. So they're $20 each, and you can get those reserved seat tickets from So Sweet, which is my shop, and Buffon Beauty Salon, which is Anna Faye.
Uh-huh.
The local depot is selling them. Citizens Tri-County Bank, who has always sold them for us, and then In Stitches. And that's where you can get your $20 ticket to come and sit in our cornfield.
Well, that'd be different.
Well, we're also offering them. We didn't want to do them online because most of the time they have a processing fee, and we're trying to keep as much money as we can. So if they're interested in getting one, have it sent to them, they can contact any of us too.
Well, I'm assuming y'all pretty starting practice, or have you started practice yet, or you coming soon?
We've done this so long. We laugh because once we get the script and we don't hand out the script till the first practice so that they can enjoy it. The funniest part of Hee Haw for us is learning the jokes for the first time.
Yeah.
And so we usually do that about a month out. So we'll be getting our scripts and going over them and everything. And we used to have 2 dressed rehearsals. I mean, we came in and dressed and went through everything, and we don't do that now. We're just old professionals now, Glenn.
Well, y'all have never messed up on your jokes anyway, right?
But that's part of it.
That's the beauty of it. We just roll with the punches, and so does the audience. And it's funnier sometimes when we have to say, "Oh well, redo." So.
Well, like I said, we're not professionals.
No, we're not.
After 30 years, I don't care how professional
Exactly.
you are and everything. You're still gonna make mistakes. We're humans,
Everything that we bring in, money-wise, goes out to the people that need it, because there are no paid. We're not professional. We're not paid professionals.
We're all volunteers.
No one is paid. No one.
Well, the thing I like most about Hee Haw is it's really a lot of the talent. I mean, when
We
people
have a lot of talent in the valley. We do.
Yes,
Yes, we do.
whether you're playing an instrument or singing, the talent is really top notch.
Well,
It
and
is.
it's all local too. That's one of the things that Corlew Cookson was one started this years ago, and it's one of the things she wanted to make sure and do is keep all local talent.
Right.
I've had people come up to me after shows that are new to the area or just happen to come to our show, and they'll say, "Couldn't believe this was all local."
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, we're a hidden talent
Yes.
area.
Right.
Yes.
And we want
And-
to keep it that way sometimes.
Right, and that's the beauty of the talent is, and like Minnie says, we've done it for so long, and if we mess up, people laugh louder.
Yeah.
But the band is so talented
Yes.
that I'll tell Landon a song, and he'll say okay, and then I kind of practice it at home, and then they adapt so well to the tape that I had been listening to. I mean, it's just it's just like precision, like clockwork. We have done it so long, it does cut down on the practice, and that's great because we can take it and run with it pretty
Right.
quick.
And she's speaking about Landon Greer, our music
Right.
director.
Yes.
For those that may not know who we're
He
talking
does a
about.
fabulous job.
He's
Yes.
great.
Very
He
talented.
can play
Very.
any instrument.
Very.
And he'll ask me sometimes when I sing, he'll say, "What key do you sing in?" Well, I know nothing about music.
Minnie key.
I say skeleton. I mean, I don't know what key he's talking about, but he's
I just
great.
hum it. I say it goes like this, and he just picks up. It's amazing.
Mine's usually out of key.
yeah, really.
One year I was singing something.
What you got?
And he said, "Marlene, you're in C." And the next year I sang the same thing, and he said, "You're G this year." So,
Well, that's the thing. There's been over the years I've seen people get up and sing. I think, man, I didn't know they could do that.
right.
Because you don't. So
Yes.
if you don't get to know them or be around them,
Right.
you don't know that they can do those things.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
And,
It showcases a lot of talent on that stage, though.
It really
does.
does.
It
And
does.
before, like I said, the auditorium has been full. Every audience. Now
Yes.
we're having the one performance.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And and will there be any other fundraisers that y'all will try to do? Maybe bake sales or anything like that? Or
we did the
we-
4th of July.
Yeah, we did we sold barbecue on the
Right.
4th of July, and we try to have a good breakfast, the good old country breakfast along the way, and we're looking at planning some of that, but we do it as we see that there's a need because somebody else may be having a breakfast at the same time. So, and the Cancer Network meets once a month, and so each month we're talking about what we can do next. But like I said a while ago, our Hee Haw has been our biggest fundraiser. There's 700 chairs in that auditorium at the high school.
right.
And the reason we're at 3 nights was because it filled up and
Maxed
it filled
out.
up and it filled
Maxed
up. And
out, yeah.
we turned people away one time, and Corlew said we're not going to do that, so we started doing it more nights.
We don't want to have to use any of the money, but the board is real good stewards of the money that is raised,
Right.
and we've been blessed to raise a lot of money, but Hee Haw is our biggest fundraiser, and it's served us well.
And it's probably one of the biggest programs in the whole area that does what it does.
People
Right.
work their vacations around it. I mean, not just in the valley, out of state, you know, out of the town, out of the valley.
Right.
They work their vacations around it, and they weren't the only one. We weren't the only ones that were disappointed that we didn't get to have it to raise the money, but for the entertainment, and we love doing it. I mean, I have to confess, we love doing it. You know?
We're hams.
Yeah.
I want to thank you for helping us advertise
Yes.
now, because usually everybody's used to us being the second weekend in July.
Uh-huh.
And of course we couldn't do it in July. Well, the second weekend, I know it's still July. But we have to make sure we have 3 months to plan.
Uh-huh.
And so if we start advertising now, and we are going to do Hee Haw September the 18th at 7 o'clock at Harris Park. So it's one night only, but we want to make sure that those that are used to coming in July know that we're going to do this in September. That's kind of odd, but we want to get the word out now.
Thought it'd be a little cooler,
Yeah.
too, maybe.
And we want people to, excuse me, we want people to realize we're going to be running some ads later
Right.
to get
Yeah.
the word out so that people will know that
Good.
and let them be informed, because I know they miss it.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
we have to get it out now, because we have groups, like right now we've got a group that comes from somewhere in northern Georgia bringing a church bus of 30 people.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah, they come from
Greyhound.
everywhere, yeah.
They do.
And if we don't have it, you know, they're calling. When are you going to do it? And
Yeah.
we want to see this. I mean, they kind of determine what's kind of in the show too, in a way, because they tell us what they like to see.
Yeah, we want to hear this.
Yeah.
Will there be any restrictions? I know still with COVID and all this, are you going to require anybody to wear a mask, or just tell them to come at their own risk if they are afraid not to come?
Well, both the county executive and the city mayor have told us the rules right now. I mean, you know, they may change in a few minutes, but the rules right now are what we did at 4th of July. And they had a big group over there. They had
Right.
a lot, and that it was up to their discretion. If they wanted to wear a mask and protect themselves, they could. You know, it's really going to be hard out there to go around telling, put your mask on.
Right.
And we
right.
did the same thing with Valley Fest, if you remember.
Uh-huh.
You can't require them. They're not policed. And I mean, I don't know if Lulu or Adelie or Dolly or somebody wants to go sit in their lap and tell them to put their mask on. They may do it. We're not going to put them in jail, even though it's right by city police, you know.
Well, I guess the thing is, if you're really afraid, you can just stay at
Just
home.
Right.
And that would be the easiest
Well,
thing.
you got to use your common sense.
We
you
pray
know.
things will be like this and we won't have to have the restrictions. So
Right.
surely not outside.
Is there a rain date scheduled if the...
No, that's the bad thing. We still don't know about possibility of the auditorium being used, and of course we're going to be in the heat of school getting back. You know, with
Right.
everything going on, all the sports and everything. And,
Everything's playing catch up.
right. Yeah. And when I called to get the date for this Hee Haw, I was told there wasn't a date open from the. I think October's full. I mean, this county and city's working at keeping something going on all the
Yes,
time.
well,
and
they are.
Yeah, which is great.
Yeah.
But you know, it does put a kind of. If it rains, I guess we just get wet. It might be more fun. We'd have a T-shirt contest. That way.
Yeah, well,
Also,
Dolly
we
Parton would be good in a T-shirt
Right.
contest.
The band has always had a place to store their equipment while we
Right.
practice
Right.
and stuff, and they don't have that now. So we just have to have like an impromptu with a band, even.
yeah.
Because there's a lot of variables that are behind the scenes that you have to have worked out, and Minnie does an awesome job of trying to keep us in line.
That's
It's our job.
And I don't get paid. Remember that. I'm not getting any money for it. We have a great cast. We've been together. I have people all the time. In fact, I got a message the other day. Could they be in Hee Haw? And I said, who'd I ask to leave? I mean, we've been together so long. It's really. I'm not going to go up and say, Dolly, you can't sing this year. We got
Right.
somebody else.
Yeah.
And we don't have tryouts. We had tryouts for singers one time, and it didn't work out. And it's just, you know, it's just something that has progressively, I mean, we've had main characters to pass away and quit and everything, but we still stay with that one mix of
Same nucleus.
people.
Right,
Yeah.
right. That's good. I mean, it's always been consistent, really.
Yeah.
Well,
yes.
I said that they were going to have to start working on younger people because some of us are getting too old to do anything.
Well, and that will be a problem in and of itself too, because Hee Haw, most of the characters I know, Minnie really is technically no longer with us anymore, but she was about Minnie's age, and Dolly is about my age. I'm about Dolly's age, and it would just be hard for newbies to replace and it be like a Hee Haw. You know, I could be named something else, but
Yeah.
that's difficult, you know.
And people getting used to it, they may not, if Hee Haw changed, they may not like the change.
Right.
That's true.
But that's life. We all get old and pass on. So,
Yes,
you know, but
yes.
we
That's
gotta
why we
keep it
try to
going.
have a variety too, because my husband just, why don't y'all play more of the old, sing more of the old song, you know. Well, there's a lot of young people out there that like, you know. And so we have an eclectic, we have a variety, I think, a real good variety.
Well, I'm
of
not doing
music.
hip hop. They can forget me doing hip hop. We can get a younger Minnie to do that.
Well, you know, Minnie, we just can't do much with her.
Oh, me. Well, I know it'll be fun. Everybody's looking forward to it, especially after not having it last year.
Yes.
Right, yes.
So I imagine the crowd will be fairly large.
We hope so.
And we hope that we fill the seats up, but we are going to pass a hat. We're hoping that people will come willing to give, and
Yes.
it does go to a great cause.
Yes.
Well, is there any way you could block off Harris Park to where you could have an entrance point?
We've talked about that, and it's really, I mean, they even talked about stuff like that for the 4th of July, and we have things we have to follow. You know, they got protocol. The police have to do certain, you know, if we're blocking off Harris Park, Church Street's got to stay open for fire engines to go through. You know,
Right.
there's certain things we've got to do, and that's why we're having the cornfield. That's going to be our blocked off. And we're wanting to try to incorporate them in the show in a certain way too. So if you
Well,
come and get a reserved seat, you might be part of the show. Can you sing?
You might before you leave.
Well, that would be fun too. People would enjoy that too. You know,
Yeah.
they would get in and have a good time.
They do. The audience has always been our friend.
Yeah.
Most always. And I tell you, there are some that are better than others, and it really fuels you. You know, when you've got a great receptive audience, you just pour it on, you know. And most time we do.
It always not amazes me, but I think it's fun to watch the people when y'all get out and go amongst the crowd and people get out. Some of them are really good hams. They really get into it.
And then they try to hide when they see Idly coming down. And Dolly's always looking for a man. They know that. Looking for a feller.
Yeah.
But was there anything you can encouragement you can say, or anything else you that maybe we've left out that you'd like to include?
Well, I hope they're as excited as we are to be able to have Hee Haw. It felt so funny last year. In fact, the script that I wrote for last year, I had to kind of change to adjust to COVID and everything. I mean, COVID changed everything.
It's changed
So we
everything.
want to really encourage everyone to come out. We want to have a good time. We want to have fun and laughter and singing and everything, and to watch this local talent.
Raise a lot of good money.
But to raise the money, that's the one thing. And that's what, that money, like she said a while ago, is handled well, and people are kind of used to it. And I'm going to tell you, I've been there before when the check was given to people and they cried.
Mm-hmm.
That makes it worth it.
Yes.
And I'm going to cry.
Yeah, I know.
Well, it's touched a number of people
Yes,
over the
it
years.
has.
Oh,
And,
yes.
you know, and you've raised thousands of
Yes,
dollars over
yes,
those years.
yes.
Well, when we first started in 1990, I look back, we made about $2,200 in one night.
Mm.
We're like 2019, we were close to $40,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of survivors on the stage even, and when we have the lights come up for the survivors to stand, there's a lot of people out in the audience that we have helped. Now, we cannot be recipients of the money ourselves.
Right.
That's in the bylaws. But there's a lot of survivors, cancer survivors on the stage with us, and that just makes you work harder, makes you give deeper.
Yeah, the thing is, the more money we make, the more we can give to people.
Exactly.
And I said we made $40,000, about $40,000 in 2019. That's gone in no time because we average giving out about $7,200 a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about gas money, food money, just
a lot of cancer, unfortunately.
Incidentals and all kind of things that come into that. It's not.
Well, a lot of them miss work, and a lot of them. The biggest thing is the travel, the back and forth to take their chemo, or the back and forth to go to the doctor and have CTs, and a lot of them go to Vanderbilt and Nashville and places like that.
Right.
You know, that money is used on gas a lot of times, and maybe eating and staying wherever they go.
Well, I know even with my liver transplant, I had some cancer spots come up, and then I had to stay up there after the transplant, so I know all about that. And so I'm just tickled to death that we have something like this that we can give back to our residents, because it's a needed thing, because we have so many that do need it.
Well, there's a lot of them that don't know about it. Even the people that have just now moved in, I see a lot of them, and they'll say something about having cancer, and I said, well, you're in Sequatchie now, come to see the Cancer Network. And the word is out there, but there are still people that don't know that it exists. And if we give them $20, that's more than what they may have had. That's not what we give, but it's more than what they had for a lot of them.
Well, even just a tank of gas to travel.
Right.
I mean, that means a lot.
Every little bit helps, and to know that there's someone there, that could maybe steer you in the right direction or can point you. There's other places and things that we partner with, I guess you might say. That they know the ins and outs, the board does. So.
And a lot of these people are without insurance too,
as
well.
Yes.
They don't have, they haven't had the ability to have.
We take a lot of things for granted, and when you have someone that extends an arm or hand of goodwill, that means a lot.
Well, and the thing is, you said they don't have insurance. A lot of insurances don't cover some of the things that they have
incidentals
too.
and stuff. Yeah.
Right.
We had a lady one day. Her one chemo pill was like $3,000. Yeah. I don't know what it was for, but I mean that's a lot of money for one to save your life.
Yes.
Yes. And the insurance may cover it, it may not.
Yes.
Well, a lot of times you have to get prior approvals, and that could be months.
And it doesn't take long to get a limit with some of these expenses.
Right.
Really.
So it's a good thing. Well, anything else y'all would like to add?
Just remember, we're doing Hee Haw September the 18th at 7 o'clock at Harris Park, and we're going to have a ball.
Stay healthy and come see us.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Thank you.
Remember that. September 18th, Harris Park, Hee Haw. You want to be there. You don't want to miss it. And get in that cornfield. Get your reserved seats early so you can be part of the show. And without further ado, this is Glenn Edison. We hope you have a great day, and we'll see you there. Hey everybody, this is Glenn Edison from Valley Views. We appreciate you watching our shows, and we would like for you to like, share, and follow us on Facebook, as well as like and subscribe to our YouTube page.
Brought to you by Bledsoe Telephone Cooperative, your full-service telecommunications provider right here in the Sequatchie Valley.